I want to give massive thanks to all of my supporting members and patrons. Thank you all so very much. Hello, good evening and welcome to you all. First of all, I would like to say a big hello to Kitsune Cavalier. First time you caught a live stream, welcome, very much welcome. And indeed to anyone else who's here for the first time. And indeed anyone who's here multiple times, of course, and to my members and patrons. Plus tonight, I'm very grateful because I'm joined by none other than Arnie. He's decided to be down here tonight, haven't you, Arne? I'm not sure how long he'll stay, but he's... Oh, you can see right through his paws. He's got green screen paws. With height. Oh, so my shirt. I think I might have got the green screen set a little high. We'll have a little tinker with that. Anyway, I hope... Oh! He fell. Never mind. Never mind. I think I better adjust that green screen. That's weird. It looks all right on there. I think it's perhaps as I was moving around. Don't know. White shirts are never very good for it. Didn't think about that. Never mind, never mind. So, how are you all? I know I haven't done a live stream for a little while, and in fact I haven't done that many videos. Unfortunately, my shift pattern's been all over the place, which is a real pain. I do have a few days coming off next week, 26th to 30th, so I hope to do a little more then. Also, the big thing is, the Flat Earthers aren't really doing anything. It's all but dead. We've got Nathan Oakley just saying R and gonna need a horizon, and you can't have an angle from a curved surface. And Flatswood's not doing much. Mitchell's all but closed down and has been for months. Brian's logic is just, well, he's Brian's logic really. He's just doing the same sort of things he always does, which is very boring videos reading out some text he's written beforehand. And that green screen's terrible, isn't it? I'm going to have to adjust that. Bear with me, friends. I shall just, was it that? No, it's not that. It's the filters I've got to edit. I'll just turn it down a bit. Edit filters. Let's try turning them down a little. Let's see if that helps. Oh, now I've got some sparkly bits next to me. Never mind. Sparkly bits are better than being see-through. Anyway, how are you all? I did see Mohammed Shafiq in the house. Good evening to you, Mohammed, and plenty of other people. Dora and David Oliver and Ivan James Hunt and Brian Pop Robson. Turing Test 2. Just noticing Turing Test 2 is a member. Got another new member joined. I think it was day before yesterday. Anenkai Atnei. Thank you very much. I hope you hear the shout out, Anenkai. Q Branch is in here, no less. You're right, Q. Brian does keep proving the globe. Only he doesn't see that, does he? He doesn't see a lot, really. Oh, hello, Now. And I hope Little Miss Now Opinion's all right as well. They have become a bit boring lately. Exceedingly boring. Which is why I've started looking elsewhere. And it's a shame, really, because I do so much enjoy the derp coming from our Flat Earth friends. Oh, yes. Mage Cup. Yay. Cheers. Coffee with caramel. Oh yeah. So how are you all? How you been doing? I did see PJC Net was banging there when I set the stream up. He was commenting. Welcome PJC Net, and he was giving me a compliment saying that I was really quite nice and polite when he came on stream. Thank you. What else we got going on? Yeah. So what is happening? What is happening with these flat earthers? Have they decided that it really isn't flat? I don't know. Rachie00000 has just done a video, and she just about gets Coriolis. We need her to tell Anthony Riley about that, and Nathan. She just about gets it, but still can't make that final jump to see that it only works on the globe, and it is a real thing. We'll get there, Rachie. We will get there. Oh, I like that name, Kalina's agility partner. I won't ask what sort of agility you and your partner Kalina do, but nice name. Arnold's Wheel of Cheese is transparent. Yeah, he's sat by his VIP entrance stroke exit right now. He's turned his back on me. That's the wonderful thing about cats. Only a cat, if a cat's annoyed with you, only a cat could follow you around the house from room to room and still ignore you. I'm really getting a cold shoulder from him. I think it's because as I sort of put him down, he went to step on a computer and then fell off. Never mind. Coffee should be coffee flavoured, but I do drink Baileys. Yeah, but I like coffee. I do like coffee. But I until just a few months ago, I never tried coffee with a shot of caramel or anything like that. I've tried a few flavours, but I do enjoy the caramel. I've got quite a sweet tooth. And Arnold is out the house. He's gone. Oh, I tell you who's done another video, and that's Level Earth Observer. Talking about debates. Oh, yes. Apparently, a lot of people have been asking him for a debate. That includes me, Level Earth Observer. But apparently, there is no debate. So that's the end of that. And all these people are cheering him on, saying, yeah, that's it. Don't debate him. They just want to take the mickey out of you and straw man you and that. I might have to do a response to that. Definitely, I think. Flat Earth movement's on its backside. Yeah. I reckon you're right, Jezza. There's none of the interesting, weird and wacky ideas, new ideas. I mean, they've been stuck on sextants for the thick end of 2 years, and they still don't understand them. Still don't understand why, actually, they're perfect globe proof. Far from flat Earth proof. And as has been pointed out to them no end of times, including by myself with I think it was £100 challenge, they can't Polaris. They can't produce a simple diagram showing distances at various angles to Polaris, working out correct. The only person who had a pop at it was Mitchell, who then came on and got all rude and shouty for no reason and couldn't understand that he hadn't actually done it. Oh, right, Mohammed Shafiq. And if you haven't checked out Mo's channel, I do recommend it. And Mo, can you drop a link to your channel? Mohammed Shafiq's done a lot of stuff about these COVID conspirators and other idiots like him, following, what's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Mark Steele and his crowd. Fiona Hine, I think it is, and several others. And Mohammed Shafiq gets quoted, his Twitter page gets quoted in much of the free press of the free world. Good stuff, Mo. Keep it up. So yeah, drop a link to your channel, Mo, so people can have a look at that. That's right, Tony. Only a cat can follow you around but still be in front of you. Yeah, and trip you up when you step backwards. Cats are wonderful. Definitely, definitely. Hey, Mrs. S has gone away. It was her birthday yesterday. Oh, yes. I had an early shift, so I was home by 4:45. Thought this is great. We could have a few friends round, but she felt a bit under the weather, so she cancelled most of those. And then by 7:30, I was falling asleep. So I said I'm going to have to go up to have a lay down, and I thought I'll watch. What's his name? Dr. Bob the Science Guy video for 20 minutes, half an hour, and then go back down. I fell asleep before the end of the video, absolutely out of it, and woke up this morning ready for my new shift, all bright, shiny, fresh and early at 5 a.m. today. Oh yes, that was fun. Oh, where did that come? There's a hair. Well, it's not mine, is it? Where did that come? It must be Arnold's. Hair suddenly appeared. Very, very expert, Mark Steele. Oh yes, very expert man. Well, hey man. I'm so glad he's kicked off of YouTube though. It was a nasty piece of work, and he's done some underhand stuff, some of which most people probably don't know about, are unaware of. Oh right, yes. Could another mod grab Mohammed Shafiq's channel link? I could probably do it myself, Mo. I can do it, I should think. I'm highly technical. Oh yes. but I probably won't remember how to spell your name when I'm not looking at your name. Oh, it looks like I got it first try. As long as I got the right channel. Yeah, oh yes, that's your channel. So here we go. Mr. Mo Hamid Shafiq's channel. Give it a look. Give it a checking out, and give it a subscribe, the likes of which he'll never forget. He's on 997 subscribers. Well, we're going to get him over the 1,000 tonight, surely. Do you know what? I think I might subscribe. Oh, I already am, Mo. Otherwise, I would have subscribed. Yeah, we'll get him over there. For your recent birthday, Mrs. Q gave you COVID. Oh, dear, Q. That's not good, is it? It's not good at all. Are you going to get shot? Get another Mrs. Q? Phase a new one in, perhaps over a few months? That's what I'm planning with Mrs. S. She doesn't know that yet. I have told her, but she doesn't really understand that. It's going to happen. I'm going to phase her out. Get sort of new fresh blood on. Oh, you're a 999, Mo. Come on, one more. Let's just get him over the 1,000. Go on. 1,000 subs, Mo. Yay! Thanks, guys. Whoever that was who subscribed to Mo, thank you. That's a nice one. And I'm not sure how many hours view time, Mo, but that means you can start thinking about getting yourself monetized if you want. I think it's 4,000 hours you have to get. I have no idea what you may be on. Most of your videos tend to be shorter, which is going to be harder for you, of course. Oh, I've just seen that Piers Corbyn reface. I don't want to ever see that again. That looks awful. Well, there you go. Tusk is your 1,000th subscriber. Don't forget that. I was going to say I haven't forgotten, and I've just forgot. Oh man, what's his name? It's gone straight out of me. Oh, my 100th subscriber. He's often here, and I've forgotten his name. Remember what Mrs. S said on holiday? I can have you, Mr. Sensible. Yeah, I'm not scared of her, especially while she's up in Yorkshire somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. Your fiancé just had COVID too. There's a lot of it about we're getting the odd one turning up at work. When I had it, apparently quite a few other people had it at my work. It seemed to have quietened down, but we're getting the odd one every now and then. The odd one. So anyway, yeah, big congrats, Mo. You're over the 1,000, my friend. How many times have we got people just over that 1,000? Quite a few, which is nice. You'll have to do more stuff now, Mo, won't you? And well, who else we got? Batman's in the house. Ace Fox 1. Hello to you. Curbatized. Dead Butts. Good evening to you. And Dehey Draco, who was $9.99. Sorry, Dehey, I don't recognise your name. New one. You may have been in here in a live stream before and I've just not noticed. Certainly when things get busier and things start scrolling up, and I'm doing everything on a big board and everything. You'll see the big board, Mr. President. It can get very confusing and I can miss stuff out. So tonight, it was just going to be talk about stuff. Because one thing I heard on the news in the UK with regard to self-driving cars. Oh, and hello, April. Self-driving cars, they worry me. There's a few things that worry me. One is self-driving cars. The second is Mrs. Sensible. And the third is the baggage retrieval system they've got at Heathrow. That's quite concerning. But not electric cars, beg your pardon, self-driving cars, I think it's a bad idea. I know they're sort of slowly working towards it. And in the States, on the freeways with nice clear lanes and good markings, that may be a reasonable thing. But here in the UK, I can't help thinking that apart from the equivalent on motorways, I think they're going to be an absolute death trap. The change they're just making is a change to our highway code, the rules of the road that cyclists, horse riders, motorcyclists, cars, lorries, and that, they're the rules that we have to follow. And currently you can't watch a TV, you can't use a mobile phone and things like that. Very sensible. But they're making a change in preparation for when they think self-driving cars of whatever level come in. I think they're talking about later this summer. The change is that if you're in a queue of traffic driving up to 37 miles an hour, you'll be able to watch television or do emails and stuff. You won't be able to use a mobile phone, because apparently that's distracting, which it is, but you're going to be able to watch TV and stuff. That's mad. Absolutely mad. My concerns are that with self-driving cars, I say, okay, you have to keep your hands on the wheel currently, and be ready to take over. Well, even if you're just chatting to someone else, if you suddenly become aware and then have to get into the mindset of, right, I'm going to grab the wheel, or I'm going to start steering, or brake, or whatever it is, you've already spent some time. There's a delay, and if there's a delay, that adds to the danger, increases the chance of accidents and so on. And if we ever reach the point where the majority of cars are self-driving for the majority of time, then most of the time you're not going to be driving, which means you're not going to be, what's the word? So on the ball with it and practiced and so on. I mean, I do a reasonable amount of driving. I've been driving for many years, more than 3, a lot more than 3 years. And in that time, I have had one minor scrape while I was parking the car in the first few months I was driving it, and one sliding on ice, which I was able to claim against some road builders. They decided to wash the mud off the road in the middle of winter, and it froze down a very steep hill, so that even the recovery truck couldn't get up to it, and that was claimed back off them because they shouldn't have done it. So apart from that, I'm clear of accidents. Now, if I've spent, let's say, the last 5 years in a self-driving car, pretty much ready to take control if something happens, I'm going to be sort of 5 years out of practice. And what about new people? I don't know how you'd cope or how you design driving lessons, driving tests or whatever, but then most of the time they're not going to be driving. They're not going to have the experience of different traffic conditions, different weather conditions, the idiots that might do X, Y, and Z. I think it's absolutely lethal. And speaking personally, I wouldn't want it anyway. I enjoy driving. That's why I wanted a car. I find it pleasurable. It's just great stuff. And I am in control. The other thing is that worries me greatly about them is you often hear, well, aircraft can fly pretty much autopilot, and that's true. And I think that you can, I don't think they do, but I think you can virtually tell an aircraft to take off and land it automatically as well. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I understand. But even if that wasn't the case, for most of the flight, it can be on autopilot. The difference is they're kept 1,000 feet and is it 5 miles apart? So there's not that much chance of them hitting. And you're not going to get animals running out. You're not going to have fallen trees fallen across your flight path. You're not going to have icy patches that you could slip on, or puddles or potholes and all these things. You're just going to be in the air with nothing to hit. So that's a massive difference. The other thing is, with aircraft, all the equipment, the sensors and gauges and all the stuff is all top-notch stuff. It's not built down to a cheap price like cars are, even probably fairly cheap cars. But even so, what happens is after so many hundreds or thousands of hours of flight time, parts are changed out, because parts have a mean time between failure. They might say, well, look, on average, this e-cig will run for 5,000 hours without failing. That's the average. So they don't wait until 5,000 hours, because there's a good chance it will have failed. So let's say, they say for sake of argument, so let's change it every 2,500 miles. 2,500 hours, whether there's anything wrong with it or not. Now, can you imagine taking your car to a garage for its service or whatever, or a warning comes up and says you need to change the hoochima flip because you've driven so many miles? Okay, we're used to that with things like fan belts and so on, or timing belts that get changed every so many thousand miles. But we're talking about lots of other very expensive, non-repairable parts. I mean, like, you can't repair a dash cam. If your dash cam breaks, you throw it away and get a new one, and they're not too expensive. Are you going to do that with all the cameras and sensors and computer equipment and whatever gizmos are needed for that computer to actually control the car? Just throw them away, even though they're perfectly good, they're working well, just because on average they're likely to fail at some point in the future. They could go on a lot longer anyway. It's going to be hideously expensive. Plus, of course, they'll be more expensive to make it in the first place. And I did see that I had a super chat. And why hasn't... Oh, rats. I saw I had a super chat and the IFTTT thing is not working again. So I will have to just open up YouTube Studio. I will read your super chat in a moment, sir. Play amongst yourselves a minute. So that's the monetization, isn't it? Yeah, I've had some fun and games with Streamlabs. I said on my last debate, I think it was on the debate, the chat down here at the side wasn't working, and I thought it was just a glitch. Well, when I set up for tonight, it still wasn't working, and I had a quick... Oh, where is it? Yeah, I had a quick Google for browser source on Streamlabs OBS not working, and found out that... Why isn't it showing it? Oh, was it... I better scroll back. I don't know if it was a members free chat then. Let's scroll back and read it. Yes, it was a member. That's why it's not showing up, at least on YouTube. I don't know why it's not showing up on IFTTT. Jezza, the random reviewer, member for 15 months, which is many more than 13. It's 2 more than 13. Just in case any flat earthers were watching. And he said, Jezza said, in the US, a self-driving car hit a pedestrian. Yes, I think there's more than one. Someone has certainly been killed by it, haven't they? So I don't know what you guys all think about this. I see Existazol says humans driving around humans is way more dangerous than robots driving around other robots. I think you're probably right. You're probably right. But those robots have to be kept in tip-top condition, as I said, with parts being replaced based on time rather than just wait until they break, because if they break, you got a nasty accident on your hand. But there's other issues as well. Now, I'm not so sure in the States, but like here, I live in a village in the country. We got twisty country roads with the road surface blending out into the muddy, grassy verge at the end. We got bumps, potholes, horse muck on the roads covering any markings. The markings faded away if they're there in the first place. And these roads are very narrow. I just can't imagine them coping with it. I mean, people do. You get used to it. But I don't know. I mean, a friend recently, driving just local, put their wheel in a pothole. It broke the wheel. It broke the wheel. So your LiDAR sensors or whatever they are going to have to spot that pothole and know the difference between a pothole full of water and just a little puddle, and slow down, go round it or whatever. I don't know. Am I the only sensible in the village, Dora? I don't know. I'm the only sensible in the village. Who would I rather see driving a car, you or a robot? Now, well, probably a robot, because you drive on the wrong side of the road. Don't forget that now. So I'm not sure what other people say. One day a dead grandma in a self-driving car is going to show up in a family reunion. Well, what you are going to do is you are definitely going to get the idiots who won't use it properly. We've already come across that. People trying to glitch the system so that they can drive without the seatbelts or sat in the passenger seat and so on. And of course there's the stories of people who's, it's got cruise control, and so I'll in a camper van, cruise control, so they went to the back to make a cup of tea. Really? I'll say here and now, I'm not against technology, far from it. I love technology, always have. But I think it's tech in the right place. As I said, I could imagine it coping with motorways, freeways, because we got things. Obviously, we've got cruise control. We got things like the braking systems that will warn you and then start braking if you don't do something. Things like that. The auto distancing, so cruise control that maintains the same distance between your vehicle and a vehicle in front. Lots of driver aids like that. But I just think the difference between that and being able to sit back like that and let the car do it is, to my mind, too far. Many of you may disagree and long for a self-driving car. You know, it's going to be interesting. And I don't know. Oh, and in fact, Dora is saying auto-drive will only work if everything is auto-drive on anything except special roads like highways. Yeah, I was going to say, if you could, tomorrow all cars are self-driving, that would probably be a better position. I still think they'd have issues, certainly around here with the roads, but that's not going to be the case. You're going to have the vast majority of cars for a long, long time will not have that system. And things like my old 1972 Land Rover are very unlikely ever to be converted to auto-driving. When are humans best in anything, says Dweezil? I don't know, humans must be best at something. You should ask that to flat earthers, because I'm not sure that they're even human. So we'll get an external opinion on that, shall we? Cars made on a Sunday will be slow. Yes, how would cars deal with a Ford? Very interesting, Nye. And I mean, when you get sort of temporary traffic lights, or we occasionally get some moving roadworks here in the UK. Perhaps they're cleaning drains, moving 100 yards down the road, sucking out muck from the next drain, and so on. So they've got a vehicle, they're doing the gubbins, and you'll actually have a guy holding like a lollipop sign, stop and go. So he stops the traffic that way and has it going that way, manually turns it, because they can't keep setting up traffic lights. How would it cope with something like that? Or would it plough in the back? I don't know. And I must admit, I'd like to have a sit-in one, but I'd be very nervous. Very, very nervous. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Motorbikes and pedestrians are the problem. Well, that's true. And, of course, there's... Oh, dear. Yeah. Rob Slide. Our car has parking sensors, cameras, and all sorts of special things, and I still managed to scrape the car on a wall last night. Yeah. But the problem is, of course, it's still you in control. Those are sort of aids, aren't they? I mean, I've never sat in one of those self-parking cars. Although even then, I think you just control the accelerator, don't you? And I presume the brake. I don't know. Could blind people put the car on and go for a drive? And what about kids? Oh dear. That's interesting. Kubertice, auto cars can't be made for the road. The roads will need to be made for the cars. Yeah. Oh, and as Purple says, what about the crossroads and other things that are still wrong on a sat-nav? Yeah, quite a few times I've come to a junction and my sat-nav has shown me having right-of-way over a crossroads or no right-of-way, and it's turned out it's got it wrong. I'm sure they correct those sort of things, but yeah. Self-driving cars in town need a pile of sensors and better SATs than we have, and established comms with road signs and traffic lights. Yeah, but then you're still going to have the thing. Let's say you're going through town, and two pedestrians from the opposite side. One steps out, and the other's running across the road, but there's no time for the car to stop, and it's going to have to swerve, and it's going to have to hit one. It will happen. It's the impossible decision. Yeah, if you're in that position, your car's losing control or whatever it is, and you've got a choice to plough into a bus stop of kids or one old man who's hobbling across the road. I mean, you're not going to consciously make that choice, but I think subconsciously you'd avoid the kids. I mean, one way or another, you'd have to, because if you don't do anything, perhaps you get both. I don't know. It's as I said, it's something that I find interesting because I find the technology fantastic, but I don't know quite why we're spending so much on that. I know that round my way, we would get much safer roads if they had better road markings. They widen the road slightly. We've got a roundabout. I mean, I have no issues with roundabouts. I think they're a good idea until they start sticking traffic lights on them. but we got a roundabout near our way, and they've got the lane markings wrong. And nearly every day you see someone nearly sideswipe someone else because they got you starting to go round the roundabout, and then they force the lane the wrong way further out, and you've got to go. It's so unnatural. You're not even following the natural curve of the roundabout. They almost want you to point over there and then come back. It's wrong. And as I said, there's been quite a few accidents, and I see side swipes or near side swipes nearly every day. I'm really careful on it. Would you watch self-driving car racing? It becomes a bit pointless. I don't know how many of you guys have ever heard of a kids game called How's That? It's a little kids cricket game, and you end up with you got two hexagonal dice that you roll. One's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the other's got things like not out, caught, bowled, or whatever. So you throw. Oh, I've got 3 runs. I've got 4 runs, whatever. Yeah, I've been bowled out, whatever. And this guy at work, this was donkeys years ago, he had a little bit of time, so he just thought, I'd program a computer to do that. And yeah, you could do that. You could press the button, you throw dice. And he thought, well, why don't I automate it? So I pressed the button, and it goes and played the whole game. It becomes a bit pointless then, doesn't it? I think self-driving car racing might be like that. What was that? Something about Tesla. It just jumped up. Watching Tesla's beta drives on YouTube testing the self-drive feature is scary. Yeah, I did see video on YouTube. Someone in a Tesla driving along a freeway, and it had a concrete barrier next to them. And for whatever reason, it went down to 2. I think it went down to 2 lanes. The concrete barrier came across. Only the Tesla didn't. It carried straight on and ploughed into the barrier. Not very nice. Oh no, Mr. Sensible has the runs. Haha, I see what you did there, David. It's when people try to draw lines around islands to tell people where to go, but it's a spiral that happens around the islands, not a circle. Yes, yeah, well, I think that's what they're attempting to do, but they got the roundabout sizing wrong. So it was you literally have to turn that way and then turn that way, and people don't. They just don't. The magic roundabout in Swindon. Tony, yes I have. Only once, and I found that very straightforward. It's such a brilliant idea. I know that in some areas of the States, roundabouts are becoming more common. There is one particular county, whoever it is, I don't know what his political position is, the mayor. I think it's the mayor. He pushed for roundabouts, and they put a lot of roundabouts in, and their traffic accidents have gone way down. If you're not used to roundabouts, then the first couple of times they're going to seem a bit odd, but it doesn't take long to get used to them. They released AI bots into the wild on the internet. That didn't go well. They've also, a friend of mine, there's a town, what is it? Is it Milton Keynes? And they got these little automated delivery robots from supermarkets or whatever, and they'll trundle along the pavements and find their way to whatever delivery house. And she had come up to a T-junction, and this delivery robot was wanting to cross. It'd come on the pavement, it was wanting to cross, and it sort of come onto the road, backed off, come onto the road, backed off. It tried it about 6 times because it wasn't sure if it could go or not. Yeah, it doesn't take much. And what else is going to happen? People are going to think, well, I can step in front of that car because it's just going to stop. PJCnet. One advantage, when all cars driverless, there won't ever be traffic jams because all cars will be in sync and there won't be need for too much gaps, so they'll all talk to each other. Well, that too much gap thing, that was I remember seeing on a technology program here in the UK called Tomorrow's World years and years and years ago. I think it was Germany. They showed a row of about 6, 7 or 8 cars, all within just a couple of meters of each other, piling down the autobahn because each one was talking to the other. So yeah, it can certainly be done. And will there be traffic jams? Well, as long as the cars actually can work out what they're doing, I guess not. It may all go slow. That's the other thing. I mean, I don't speed, but let's face it, nearly everyone speeds. They might be less likely to speed around town or shopping areas or whatever, but where the road's a bit more open, they're going to speed. They're going to be rather frustrated with cars that are rigidly sticking to the speed limit. So I don't think they'll enjoy that so much. Yes, curvatise. The giant 5-circle roundabout. It's more than that. It's a roundabout with, I think it might be about 7 or 8 mini roundabouts around it. It's called the Magic Roundabout. It's absolutely brilliant. And I wonder if I can just find a picture of it. The Magic Roundabout. I think there's more than one, but that's a famous one in Swindon. It is actually called the Magic Roundabout. And why is it showing me the kids' TV programme? Magic Roundabout Swindon then. Let's try that. There we go. Yes. Find a photo of it. Open image. Oh, that's not a very good photo. Okay, apologies for the photo, but let's see if I can get it to come up. Where are we? Screen capture, window capture. Oh, I got it first time. Yay! I'll just resize it a bit, if it will let me. Right, so remember our American friends. There's the roundabouts. Is it going to show my mouse pointer? Yeah, the roundabouts operate the opposite way round in the UK. So if this was an ordinary roundabout, if I'm coming from the bottom left, I might come up, round here, round and out that way. That's cool. But in this one, you've got these little mini roundabouts. So in fact, if I wanted to go over there, I would come up, I'd turn right at this roundabout, straight over that roundabout, and turn right at that roundabout. So in effect, I've gone round the centre the wrong way. So in fact, if I was coming from here to go to here, I could either just go round there, which would be the sensible thing, but I could also go all the way round here, what is the wrong way round, and then that way. So you have two options. In effect, you can go round here both directions. It's absolutely brilliant. But if you've never seen it or driven it, it looks terrifying, but it works, and it works very well, and it's been there for many years. So it's 7-circle mini round. 7-circle I can't speak. Magic roundabout. Oh, I didn't put it across, did I? Let me try that again. There you go, people. How embarrassing. After I said about technology as well. So I'll do that quick spiel again. So coming here from the bottom left, if I wanted to go over to here on the right, with a standard roundabout, you'd go all the way round there clockwise in the UK. With this magic roundabout, you can also go that way round each of them each of the mini roundabouts the proper way round, and that takes you over there. So as I was saying, if you're coming from here and wanting to go here, you could just go this way, job done. Or you could go round all of these roundabouts the wrong way, if you like, round the centre, but the right way round each of the little roundabouts, and then go out that way. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you accept my apologies. Yes, Batman, I know I'm not sharing the screen, and yes, Lorem Ipsum, you should have already built a mental image of that. Ah, dear. Oh, 1972. 1972. Yeah, you don't see the mouse cursor. Well, that's weird. It's showing. I'm not sure if you ever saw it. That's a shame if I couldn't show the mouse cursor. That's right, PJCnet. There are enough arrows to stop you screwing up. If you take a position, bottom left, where, yes, you can see mouse cursor, the bottom left where that little white car is, and follow it as though you were going to the road on the right where the two dark coloured cars are. So you approach the first roundabout, you're going over the top of it, the north side of it. You then go between that sort of... It is showing my mouse cursor when I do that. It's just a bit of a delay, isn't there? Yeah, I hopefully you get the right idea of it. You're right, Derek. It does work on the ground. What do you mean say that again in English, Bob Nadell's gyroscope? Oh dear, I'm struggling with my language tonight. Never mind. Yeah, April. It shouldn't freak you out a little. It's actually very straightforward when you come to it. But there's only a couple of those in the UK. Most roundabouts are standard roundabouts. Yes, the inner circle is in effect counterclockwise, but forget that inner circle. Just think of it as a row of little roundabouts that happen to be set up in a circle. Then it's straightforward. Just roundabout after roundabout after roundabout. Yeah. And as whoever it was said, it's been there since 1972. The reason it's been there since 1972 is it works. So, there we go. There we go. And will I remember? Yes, I remember to transition now. Sorry about that, everyone. Cock up on the transition front. So I'm not even going to mention my concerns about the baggage retrieval system they got at Heathrow. Yeah. Right, well, let's get some people in. Got a few in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll tell you what, it's been a while. Oh, Hemel Hempstead one as well. Easier to explain. Okay. Well, people can Google that. I presume you'll find it looking at Hemel Hempstead Magic Roundabout. It's probably known as that as well. Let's get a few people in to have a chat. So there's a 30-second warning. There's only 5 of you in there. I'm going to bring you all in, guys. Okay, so I'll bring you in just a second. And I've already switched the sound on. Don't worry. Don't worry. Right. Let's bring him in. So we got Mr. 42, we got Gary Little, we got Captain Welshie, we got Butts, and we got Glass Monster, also known as God 420. Hello, guys.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. It's been a while, guys, hasn't it?
It has been. Never been here this year, actually.
Oh, right, my goodness. And you're very loud, at least in my ears. I'm just going to turn you down a bit. Speak again, 42.
Sure. What have I been here this year already? I can't remember.
I'm not sure. You haven't been on for a while anyway, so how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you yourself?
Yep. Not so bad. And
That's great.
Good. And we got... and how's your little one while I think of it, 42?
She is still great next to me.
Oh, good stuff. And Gary Little, how are you, sir?
I am fine. How are you doing?
Super fine too, sir. Super fine as well. And Captain Welshie.
Oh, we're doing good, sir. We're doing fantastic.
Oh, this is all good news. I don't know why, but all of you are coming through blasting. I thought it was just my headphones, but you're loud on the system, so I'm knocking you all down a notch. And Glass Monster, hello to you.
Oh, God 420. Oh, I'm not doing too bad. Just staying out of trouble. Watching Mr. Sensible here on the computer.
Do you know what? I am not going to... I'll be honest, I cannot call you God 420. I just feel so...
That's what I'm called. That's what I am, and I celebrated 420 yesterday.
No, I don't hear anything anymore.
You don't hear him? You can't hear him, 42?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, now we can.
I hear Mr. Sensible. I hear 42.
Yeah, it's all looking fine to me. I don't know
I'm
what...
fine.
I hear Captain.
Ah, good stuff. Oh, and I see Bob Nodell's gyroscope got himself blocked from Arwin's channel today.
Oh, that is worth a congratulations.
Yeah, I was going to say, no great loss there. Arwin, he's a card, isn't he? I keep looking at his channel every now and then thinking, right, he's got an hour-long stream or whatever, I'll just dip in. There must be... No, he said nothing interesting. Nothing interesting.
No.
Oh, well. Yes, getting to Mars would be easier than sorting out Heathrow's baggage system at Terminal 5. Yeah. But, so 42,
Yes.
what have you been up to lately on your channel?
On my channel, well, not so very much special. I've done the usual stuff. It is my life that has been occupying me quite a lot. There was some negativity. I'm not going to talk about that. It's all fine and dandy.
Good.
But then I actually gave my chef my 3 months notice. I signed a new contract with another company, and I'm gonna move city soon.
Oh, right.
So that is gonna have some impact on my time for a short while. But after that, I'll be back.
Yeah,
in a normal
life
schedule.
does unfortunately tend to get in the way every now and then, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it should improve stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. And guys, Gary and Welshie, and Glass, what have you been up to then lately?
I've just been trying to get my life back to normal, to be honest. Like, everything's
We hear you cut
opening up
off
again.
mid-sentence again, Mr. Sensible.
Well, I'm cut off. Can
Might
you
be
hear
a
me?
Discord issue.
It could be a
so.
Discord issue. Everything I
It's
can.
coming loud and clear.
Yeah, and I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Could be an issue on my side.
It could. Yeah.
I
Well,
hear you, but I'm dealing with a little bit of a technical issue on my hand. I got something playing and I can't get it to stop. Just give me a second here.
Okay, no worries. And I see I brought in Butts, but they dropped out again. Butts, if you can hear me, I've brought you back in. If you don't want to stay in, that's fine. Just jump back out again. But I'm not sure if that was a technical issue. Sorry, people. I don't know what's up with this. Maybe I'm a bit out of sorts with this. So have you? What are your guys' opinions on the whole thing with self-driving cars? Or
To
Good.
be honest, I'm not exactly comfortable with it.
Right, and any particular reason, or the same sort of reasons I was saying?
Just basically, you're in control of it, as a driver.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to not drive. If me and Mrs. S are going somewhere, I drive because I enjoy driving. She doesn't enjoy driving, so she's happy being a passenger. She can drive perfectly well, but she just doesn't get any enjoyment from it. I do. So
can anyone hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry. I do work with cars a lot, and with people in cars and everything. So
is that who's speaking? Who's speaking?
It's me, Butts.
Oh right, it's not. It's showing you as muted.
Yeah, indeed.
I see
the same.
Strange to me, yeah.
It's showing you as muted, and it's not.
But we hear him anyway.
It's not lighting up as you speak.
I'm going to have to do a computer restart.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for you.
So just bring me back in when I read.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah. Butts, we can hear you totally clearly, but according to Discord, you're not speaking and can't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So it's obviously a Discord problem. It's nothing to do with my technical abilities whatsoever.
Well, it might be mine then.
Well, I say your kung fu is strong if you can be talking, even though it says you're mute. So don't worry about it.
Call me ninja.
So, Boots, I don't think you've been on the stream before, have you?
Oh well, I have, but I'm pretty passive, so I'm always listening and not talking too much usually.
No, yeah, but I mean, speaking in here.
I don't think so. No.
So, I mean, would you like to, no more than you wish to share? To tell people a bit about yourself. Do you have a channel? What do you do? Or
I haven't got a channel. I'm Butz from Germany, right near Neuschwanstein, if you know that. And I'm a listener to most of the channels while cleaning the house and everything.
Okay. I don't know whereabouts that is. Which area of Germany is that in then?
It's the very south, about 10 kilometers from the Austrian border.
Oh right. I've forgotten. What's the crossing point? That's not Aachen. Is the crossing at the other side of Germany, isn't it?
Yeah, that's near Netherlands.
Yes. So I can't think of the crossings I've used because I've driven through Germany quite a few times to Austria, and I can't think what the crossing point is. Can't remember. Driving across to Vienna and then into Hungary, you see. But so I've driven the length of Germany from Aachen all the way down past Regensburg and goodness knows where else. Nice long drive, really enjoyable. But it wouldn't be in a self-driving car.
I mean, to be honest, I think before we get to self-driving cars, we need to get rid of the individual car itself. So it would make lots more sense to put many people in one car than just having each one driving his own car.
What, you mean like buses?
Yeah, like buses, trains and everything. That would make a lot more sense than having everyone just have an individual car.
But of course, you're always going to get people who that will fit and people that won't, that it won't fit. I mean, maybe my circumstances are quite unusual, but for instance, as I said, I live in a village, so there'd be less opportunity for sharing. But also, I work shift work and I might come home at 3 a.m. I mean, we're in effect so isolated, we have 4 buses a day, 2 each way. So, public transport's just not an option for me. There we go.
And you're absolutely right concerning this. This is a problem we have to address, but I think I live in the countryside as well. So my village has about 2,000 inhabitants.
Yeah.
And one bus to the city, one bus coming from the city per day.
Yeah,
so
So it's similar sort of thing. Yeah. So public transport's not an issue, not a solution for you.
Same as me.
Although I suppose maybe some sort of car share thing. I don't know. But like I said, the whole business of maintaining that technology. I mean, how many cameras or scanners and sensors does one of these cars have? And they've all got to work. Not most of them. They've all got to work. Otherwise, the programming wouldn't be getting the right signals and feeds. And goodness knows what will happen. I don't know.
Yeah, that remembers. Do you know that old Top Gear episode where Jeremy Clarkson talks about those autonomous cars and says, well, one of those days, a car is coming across belonging to a person called Keith, and Keith services his car itself. So I don't want to cross Keith's way.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's likely to come in anytime soon. I really don't. And as I said, for autobahns, freeways, motorways, I can see the possibilities for that. I really can. But for little country roads, I mean, the roads in Germany are generally pretty darn good condition. I know that the last time or the time before last when I drove to Germany, they were resurfacing an autobahn, but they didn't just do like they do here, where they dribble a bit of tarmac over the top and call the job good. They ripped the entire autobahn up over a 10-kilometre stretch on one carriageway, and were just rebuilding it from the bottom up. Here, they just don't do that. They just don't make that sort of investment in the quality and build of the motorways. We haven't got the money. So, and I've come across potholes on motorways before now. I'm sure other people have. They tend to fix them fairly quickly, but there was one example a few years ago, was there for months, and they're really dangerous if you hit those at speed.
Yeah, well, I've been to Britain a few times, and generally there are some more potholes, but driving at 110 kilometers an hour isn't that much of a problem. German autobahns are designed for 200 plus, so 120 miles and more than that, so they have to be pretty slick.
Yes, yeah, and I've driven them. My kids are always teasing me, saying, "Oh, why do you drive so slow?" I'm not driving slow, I'm driving to the speed limit. But they're always having a go. So the last time we went to Germany, we were going along an autobahn, and I said, "Oh, it's an autobahn without a speed limit. Do you want to see us drive fast?" "Oh, yeah, go on." So I put my foot down, and at 125 miles an hour, they were screaming, "Slow down, slow down." So that was fun. I must admit, though, the front of the car was feeling rather light as it started to want to lift with the speed. But it was a nice experience. For me, they didn't like it so much.
Mr. Sensible, I'm gonna have to drop out.
Yeah, no worries.
The Discord is giving me headaches here with
Okay.
dropping out all the time. So
No.
I'll be back next time.
Okay, no worries. Thanks
for having me.
Thanks for visiting, pal. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
I once drove from
So far.
up near the.
Sorry, from where, Gary?
I once drove from just south of from all the way down to Nevada. When I got into Utah, speed limit went up to. That was a terrifying experience.
Well, you just dropped out a couple of times, Gary. You drove from somewhere down to Nevada, we don't know where, and the speed limit went up to something, but we don't know what.
Okay, I went from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
And the speed limit in Utah, I believe, went to 80 miles an hour.
80, okay. And that was rather unusual for you, was it? What's your normal limit?
It certainly was.
55?
No, good speed limit. In fact, that's what we have here in Nevada.
Yeah, sorry, Gary, you're roboting and cutting out. Again, I didn't catch what your speed limit is, your normal one.
And Nevada, it's 75.
75. Well, that's not that great a difference, is it?
No, but it was amazing. That 5 extra miles was just terrifying.
Yes. I know that I've seen films, especially when the basic speed limit in the States used to be 55, didn't it?
It was there for a while, but
Yeah. So when
mostly the speed limits are in the 60s.
Sure. But you'd see these films. What was it? National Lampoon's Vacation, when Clark puts his foot down and she, it's creeping up. And, oh my goodness, it's hit 70, 75. I mean, here people would if they're on a reasonable road, they'd drive that, driving the kids to school, and it was Clark's wife was screaming at him to slow down. That's quite a peculiar thing. And of course, to our German friend here, Boots, that sort of speed limit is nothing.
Well, again, they got the roads and they're used to it. We have the roads. We have an awful lot of straight for miles, and they're flat and good roads.
Sorry, Gary, you're cutting out. Did you want to try and reboot or reload Discord or something, and I'll bring you back in?
No problem. I will do that.
Okay, because I am interested in what you're saying, but unfortunately we're missing about every fourth word. Okay. I'll pop you out then, Gary, and then if you reload and come back, okay?
Will do.
Okay, well, fingers crossed, Gary will work again then. Yeah, go on, Glass.
I would say it's just the Discord acting silly.
Yeah, I think it is playing up tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. My namesake is bugging it up, God.
I got a job. I can hear you. You're coming in clear, but I got a job to you, Mr. S.
That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really strange.
Blame it on the German.
That's got Mr. S coming through perfectly.
No, blame it on the Russians.
I'm not going to blame it on Germans. Oh, hold on, what's happening there? I'm trying to bring Gary back in, and we got another guest, Snesley Wipes. Hello, Snesley Wipes. Hello, Snesley. Oh, he's only just come in. We'll give him a minute. I love Germany. I love the Germans. I found it a beautiful country and really friendly people. I've been numerous times right since I was a kid. Loved it. Tended to be around Köln, but also Black Forest. And as I said, driving through quite a number of times. Just love that drive through Germany. Beautiful country.
And the beer's good.
And the beer's good, yes.
Definitely.
And hello, Snesley. Have we got you in here yet? No. Okay, so Gary, let's just try and see how we go, Gary. Hopefully not.
Okay, and I'll also try to keep it short.
Okay, little bursts. Try and beat Discord.
Roger that.
Yeah, we'll have to do CB speak, won't we? 10-4, good buddy.
Talk here.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Come on, Discord, get yourself sorted.
Come on, we all know it's acting like pants tonight just because my name isn't the same as you want it to be.
But you're coming through clear glass and no roboting.
Yeah, God, 420 is on my side.
Maybe that's the case.
Man, Disco can be really, really strange.
Yeah,
I've never had a problem with it.
But I am starting to reach the point that I'm going to have to find some other solution for streaming, both for the guests, because we do have issues with Discord every now and then, but also with my streaming software. I think I'm going to need something else, but I'm not sure exactly what. Sorry?
StreamYard?
Yes, that's another option. I suppose I need to try it out first, do a test or two.
There's so much stuff it's missing, though.
Yeah, that is a bit finicky to use when you start using it.
Is it?
Yeah. And it's also finicky on a lot of people's machines, especially mobiles.
Oh.
Well.
And most people are going mobiles.
Well, maybe there's other options. I mean, I know there's certainly some very expensive options, like whatever it is Fight the Flat Earth use, or comparatively expensive, because I like cheap or free. So pretty much everything seems expensive then.
What you gotta do when you're doing the Discord streaming is you gotta use 2 computers, and then you can make it completely flawless. That's how I do it. I got the one machine that's streaming to YouTube, and the other machine is the one I'm interacting with everybody with.
But it's not my PC that's the problem, because sometimes it's absolutely perfect and I'm doing nothing different. All I've got running is my browser, where I've got YouTube Studio and the stream that I'm watching. I've got my Streamlabs OBS and I've got Discord. That's it.
Yeah, but it's a thing with Discord. It don't, you know what I mean?
But the thing is, and this is what annoys me, like the issue I had with the side chat disappearing, is it works, and then decides to stop working. I have changed nothing. You know, that sort of thing frustrates me. I actually got it fixed, but it was unticking a setting that I've never touched. So, go figure. Why should that suddenly be a problem?
Am I still roboting?
Not right at this second. Not right at the second.
Seems to be pretty good right now.
We're just
Of course, when I test it, it's going to work.
Well, I mean, I've driven in the States only a very small amount, a comparatively small amount, and I found that very straightforward. That was around Arizona. I drove from Phoenix down to Tombstone, up through the Painted Desert to Route, whatever the I number is, the old Route 66, across to Meteor Crater, and then to Grand Canyon, down to Flagstaff, back to Phoenix. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Well, I've drove from one side of the continent to the other, from the middle part of the continent to the west coast a couple of times. I have literally driven all over this country.
Well, here's a question for you then. If I was driving from, say, the East Coast in Florida, that sort of area, and across the bottom of the states to, perhaps with some detours, but basically across to California, how many days do you think that would take?
Well, I drove from Fort Gordon, Georgia, all the way into Oklahoma, and that took on the order of 2 days.
So I can't picture. The reason I'm asking is that drive is a drive I've always wanted to do, and it's something we're thinking of doing on our next big trip. It'd be nice to try and see some sort of launch in Florida, and then drive across the southern states. Do want to go back to Arizona again, but I would also like to get up to see the Monument Valley, and then onto California. And I just have really no idea what sort of timescale. Of course, there's a big difference between just drive, sleep, and doing a bit of touristy stuff as well, and doing it at a relaxing pace. I mean, I don't know how much time I should allow for something like that.
Well, I drove from like northern Spain to Murcia, and that took about like 4 hours. No, about 5-6 hours.
Right, but I mean that's a massive difference than knowing that you're going to have to do a load more driving tomorrow and a day after and a day after. I mean, I've driven from UK to Hungary a number of times, and that's basically 2 comfortable days, a day and a bit in a push. But one time coming back, we started early in the morning, and we thought we'd drive to the far side of Germany, the UK side of Germany, and stop for the night. But we actually made good time. Thought, well, let's push on into France. We might as well carry on all the way to the French side of the Channel Tunnel. Do you know what? We might as well go through and go home. And I did it in a 27-hour trip with sort of 4 hours, take an hour break, 4 hours, take an hour break. It absolutely killed me, but you know that was flying. It's not what you like to do, really.
I'm
sorry.
I made one trip.
Sorry, Gary. I don't know if you stopped or cut out.
I thought I was stepping on somebody.
No.
I gotta say, that's one heck of a long trip you took in a short time. Wow.
Who, me? The Hungary thing?
No, the other guy that likes cheese. Of course you.
I see a couple of people saying about a week coast to coast. And Judy Bassett, thank you, Judy. Member 15 months says take 2 weeks if you want to see things. I mean, that sounds like it. And I mean, we'll probably be visiting some my daughter's family, sort of on the Florida side for a few days. So I think they're making a really big trip of it. So if we allowed 3 to 4 weeks, we wouldn't be rushed. We could actually enjoy it then. It would be a big special holiday. Yeah. We shall see.
Well, I did drive from New Jersey, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And as I recall, I did it in about 2 or 3 days. Like
Yeah.
I said, young and stupid.
Well, I can't comment on that. Robert Gillies says, forget Arizona, get yourself to Vegas. I wouldn't mind seeing Vegas, but Arizona, I just love it. Absolutely beautiful country. Beautiful desolation. Absolutely amazing place. And I always wanted to go back.
While you're on your way to Vegas, stop in Mesquite. I live in a beautiful valley here.
Oh, that's where you live, is it?
Yep.
Oh,
Just
right.
north of Las Vegas, about 90 miles.
Well, I'll tell you what, when it comes to it, I mean, let's say for the sake of argument, it's next year we're going to do it. But when it comes to it, I will be talking about it. And it would be great to meet up with a few people. And, yeah, to see some interesting things. And I want recommendations on things to see. So I won't ask all that now because it's so far off. But because this is only an idea really in the back of our heads that we would really like to do. Yeah. We've got a couple more guests. Try Snesley Wipes again. Hello, Snesley. And we have Mr. Gary Wybenga. Hello, Gary, as well. So Snesley and Gary, can you hear us?
Both are muted.
They are. But then so
am I.
so is Boots, yes. That's spooky. That's yeah, because it's not me that's muting. I can't mute or unmute you.
They've got themselves muted.
Yeah, but then so has Glass.
And they may be away from the computer.
They might be. Oh well, they are in the room if they wish to join in. This is only.
I'm here. I was just listening at the moment because it's making a little bit of noise.
But just mute yourself and try and speak Glass. No, we can't
7,
hear.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, no, we couldn't hear you. So that's
17, 18.
really strange. Boots definitely has kung fu. Yes, it is. It is Gary Wybenga, but Gary's doing a great job tonight by not actually speaking. Oh, and Dora and Koo super
Wait a minute, I am too.
Dora and Koo super chatted €2. Thank you, Dora. Maldives wasn't special enough for next holiday. Thank you, Dora. No, Maldives was incredible. As I said, my daughter has family out there, and yeah, it's not the same thing. I should think that'd be a hell of a lot cheaper, even with a hiring vehicle and driving all that far. Because yes, the Maldives was rather expensive. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I can wheedle some of it being flat earth stuff for the channel and claim some of it against tax. I don't know. I have to be careful with stuff like that.
Hey, you got a business going.
Well, that's true. And Snesley Wipes has disappeared, so if he turns up again, I won't drag him in again. And Gary has moved himself out to live waiting room. Not quite sure why. There we go. Oh, well, I did bring him in. Everyone can see. Didn't I, guys? I did bring him in, didn't I?
Yep.
Thank you.
I can stand and witness that.
Yep, that's good. I don't want Gary saying he wouldn't let me in or booted me out, because I haven't. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we got you, Gary, you Welshie, and you Glass. So do you have a YouTube channel? I know you got your Discord server. Oh, hello, Gary Isle of Wight, super chatting £2. Thank you very much.
I have a Glass Monster is not the name of my channel. It is .God420 or God420.
As a YouTube channel.
Glass was a temporary name I used.
I see.
It wasn't even the permanent. My 420 is actually about 7 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gary Isle of Wight super chatted £2. Said, "Been a while. Good to see you again." It's good to see you too, Gary. I tell you what, it's always nice when you suddenly see a name pop up that you're not seen for a while. I was thinking about that the other day when I first started, and my first special. I was so excited. Was my 300 subscriber special, and some of the people. There are some of the people from back then I do still see, but some of them I haven't seen for a long time, and they don't do anything. They're nothing new on their channel. They've gone off to do other things, and it's quite sad, really. And I'd like to know what they're doing. A few I won't name them, but just disappear off the face of the earth. You had a good relationship going with them, and they're gone, just like that. Quite sad. But I guess we all move on, do different things. I didn't think I'd be running with what is it, 12.7k subs. I wouldn't have believed that. There we go. Hey, did anyone see that troll I've had recently? Oh gosh, what's his name? He actually posted on one of my recent videos. Let me see if I can find who he was. And he posted and posted and posted. I pinned his comment. So I'm just going to have a look, see if I can see his name. Oh yes, this guy is called Mr. Sensible Time-Wasting Arrogant Tosser. Yeah. And I had seen him around on sort of Oakley's channel or whatever. I just never commented to him. But he decided to do some posts on my video, The Flat Earther Debunks the Flat Earth, that was out on the 17th of April. And so I pinned his comment, because his comment was, "Why is this channel failing so catastrophically to attract subs and viewers?" And I thought, well, I'll pin it and let people have at him. Well, right now it's 145 replies. The problem is he kept coming back and replying. And he was saying that I was living rent-free in his head. But someone pointed out, hold on, you're saying that Mr. Sensible's living rent-free in your head, but you have created a YouTube user called Mr. Sensible Time-Wasting Arrogant Tosser, and you're posting on his videos. Go figure. Troll fails. But he did a lot of posting there. Oh, right, thanks, Mo. Yeah, apparently he's left 50 comments.
It's amazing how they flip things 180 degrees. You ever notice that? Just entertaining.
And well, it is entertaining. I thought by pinning him, people can have fun, and they did. And PJCnet says it wasn't him this time. No, it wasn't you, PJCnet. Actually, you haven't trolled. As I said, it's not a problem with people posting differing views. It's not even a problem people getting a bit stroppy. There's a difference with that to someone who is purely trolling. This guy is purely trolling. I think that he's that guy. I don't know if you remember D-Rich1 Media, the guy with a beard who I had several videos back and forth with him about him living me living rent free in his head. He was a nasty piece of work, and guess what? His channel's gone. Oh yeah. Wasn't me.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, he was boasting about how he's got millions of users on Facebook or whatever, and he had about 600 on YouTube, and he was getting about a dozen views to his videos. There we go. And he was going on about how I was a failure. Never mind.
Yeah, but he was going on the reason why he got his channel because he was going on about other stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was doing a lot of stuff about COVID and stuff like that. I know that. But he was a nasty piece of work. He did one of his first videos about me was verging on along the lines of death threats. It was very bad, really. I'm surprised that he didn't lose his channel on that. But there we go. Yeah,
was he in his car for that one?
Sorry?
Was he in a car for that one?
No, I don't think so. I can't remember. There was a picture of him. I think there was a picture of him with a gun or a crossbow or something as the thumbnail. But he's a horrible piece of work. And then if you started, or other people started having a discussion or an argument with these comments, next thing he turns around and says, "Yeah, but my wife, she's a model, she is. I bet your wife doesn't look anything like his." What the hell has that got to do with
Russian wife, right?
Sorry? Yes.
With Russian?
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah. And I think he was an electrician from somewhere in Arizona. I'm not doxing him because he mentioned it, and there was links on his channel to his business or whatever, and that's fine. But he was not a nice piece of work, and he was a real troll to me. But that's fine. I roll with it. As people said, it helps the algorithm. People have fun getting stuck into them. So there we go.
Well, I tell you what made me laugh was that video I did a couple of weeks ago with Mr. Thrive and Survive.
Oh, yes.
And that made me laugh.
That was... oh, gosh, which one was that?
It was the one where he was looking at a news report.
Yes, with the corpses.
Yeah. And he was saying it was supposed to be like a Russian news report, but it turned out it was an Austrian news report of a climate protest.
Absolutely. And you could tell they weren't even body bags. They were just black sheets of plastic that people had laid down over them and just tucked them under themselves. And the one guy couldn't get his tuck right and it kept blowing up. And so you saw him reach... That was it. Idiot.
What made it, and do you know what made it worse as well? That one of his subscribers were actually super chatting him, telling it was actually all fake to begin with.
Yes. And that super chat was made within a couple of minutes of his stream starting.
Yeah.
Rob,
That just made me cringe and just made me like you know the Captain Picard face palm.
sorry, say again.
The Captain Picard face palm and stuff.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm just going to drop a link for those who don't know, but let me just call up the channel rather. Right now, who was it? Robert Gillies just asked, is anyone keeping track of Johnny Depp court proceedings? Now, I don't know how many are or aren't interested in that, Robert, but I know that quite a few are. Check out this channel. It's Ranty Flat Earth, his new channel, Auditing the Absurd. He's running live streams every day following the court case. So if it's something you're particularly interested in, and I have watched a few little bits, as I said, Ranty is covering the whole court case, so I can recommend that. He's a good guy.
Auditing the Absurd, I think.
That's right. Auditing the Absurd. Absurd. I can't even say it. So he's doing daily live streams. In fact, he's running live right now, and he's actually got 150 people watching. He's doing quite nicely with it.
He's doing well for himself, Ranty. Fair play.
Yeah. So there you go. If that's the bag you're into, try watching Ranty. Okay.
I have to personally admit that channel is extremely entertaining to watch once in a while, even if you're actually damaging your brain in the process.
What Ranty's?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't know. He surprised me when he said he was going to be doing that because I had no idea it was something he was interested in. But yeah, it's done well, and I did watch some bits of a couple of the streams, and I found it quite interesting too. So there we go.
Yeah, for the sheer entertainment value, I would recommend watching at least a couple.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Professor Dave Takes on DITRA.
Oh, that was good, wasn't it? That was
hilarious.
good.
That was a beautiful dumpster fire.
He had nothing, did he? I though. Well, Batman, you can do a Mr. Sensible raid if you wish, by all means. But I don't want to spoil his stream. I'm not sure if they're showing bits of the actual court case right now, so it's all serious stuff. Serious people.
So interesting.
But well, yeah. I mean, some people might not be interested in the slightest. I know other people hang off every word of that case. I'm sort of in the middle. What's going on? But more than that, I'm not that worried. Yeah.
Nice.
To each his own. It's all right.
Well,
totally fine.
That's right.
Don't go for much for me.
And not much for you, Gary. No, I can understand that. I'm
Not my
not.
cup of tea per se.
I'm not really into the whole celeb thing.
I'd rather watch Steve Lotto.
Oh, we were just saying about Professor Dave with DITRH. Yeah, I found it quite entertaining as a dumpster fire, but I do almost wish that Dave had toned it down a bit and really took him to pieces. I mean, he called him an idiot a lot.
Not his fault though.
No, because he is an absolute idiot.
Yeah, because David Weiss just basically went in with loaded questions right from the beginning, and I think like Dave has dealt with these people for so long that I think he's just stopped giving a damn and just like said, right, if you're going to go down that road,
See, the thing is, I mean, I've talked to people like Kyle Adams and others, and I treat them quietly and calmly and respectfully. Yeah, a number of the closest I came to it with the last thing on Kyle. I said, "Oh no, Kyle, really?" With something he was bringing up. I can't remember what it was now, but I could have turned around and said, "Look, you're a flaming idiot." But then what would happen? He wouldn't come back again. And I do want to talk to these people because it's interesting, it's fun, and hey, I learn stuff as well when I'm doing this all the time. Yeah, because I mean, how many people are scared of going on Fight the Flat Earth, for instance, because they know he will take them to pieces and call them an idiot where they need to be called an idiot. They come on mine, they know that I'm not going to do that to them, even if at times I feel like doing that to some of them.
Well, you got patience, Mr. S, because if I was in your shoes, I don't think I would have the patience.
Well, a couple of times I had to bite my tongue.
That's quite a unique selling point. I do like this kind of concept, really.
Oh, thank you. Well, I don't want to. There's right now. There's a limited and dwindling number of these guys. So, I mean, we've had PJ. We got PJCnet right now in the chat. Now, at least PJCnet knows that if he came, because he's been on the stream once, it was his first time live. He knows if he came on the stream, we could talk, discuss, argue the case, but he's not going to get a whole load of abuse. And he will put his case forward, I'll put my case forward, we'll discuss and argue about it, and that's fine. But if he came on and I just took the mickey out of him, swore at him a lot, even if he's swearing back at me, he's not that likely to come back again, I would have thought. And I'd rather have the conversation. But then someone like Professor Dave's got such a big channel that even if DITRH has suffered at his hand, he may well go back again for round 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I think to be fair, I think was it Sean Atwood's channel it was on actually.
What, the Professor Dave thing?
Yeah, it was actually on. It was a live stream. It was originally.
Yeah, I didn't see it live. I saw, but I did listen to it.
Yeah, I didn't. I think it was basically. I think Sean wanted like a bit of a. I think Sean wanted a little bit of a dumpster fire, to be honest, because the moderation wasn't the best.
Right. Well, I mean, I was doing other stuff and just listening to it at the time.
Yeah, I was. I did watch it, and like again, it sounded like stuck record, but from the first 5 or 10 minutes, you know it was gonna get like they tried like answering questions, but like Dave Weiss kept like butting the question and just butting the questions and just like tried to like gaslight Professor Dave.
But I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching a good dumpster fire.
Oh yeah, me too.
If I was in a stream with whoever and they started being like that to me, I would be like that to them. But as PJCnet, who's still here, has just said, where is it? A certain type of people will go back even if they get abuse. And I think that's actually true. Look at some of the people who keep going back to Nathan Oakley's and they get nothing but abuse. And that's even the people on his own side. Go figure. I think
that's one of those things. If you,
they haven't got a lot of respect for themselves. I think Arwin is one. He gets treated like Oakley's little bitch, but he goes back.
Yeah, and he goes back when he treats other people like bitches as well.
Yeah. Can I ask a rather critical question?
Wow, go on then.
I have been on a stream once, and that was with Crafty Keeler. Shout out.
Okay.
And I'd like to pose the same question to you. So, how much do you think with the discussions with flat earthers and all those guys and debunking their stuff, how much of a platform do you think you give them by doing this?
Well, it does. Of course, it does give them a platform. Assuming that I'm a bigger channel than that individual, I'm giving them a platform without doubt. But they are on here anyway, and they grow, and so I would rather tackle them and show them where I think or know that they're wrong, and even if it doesn't change their mind, I'm hoping it makes someone else sort of think, do you know what, that makes sense, that flat earth guy is wrong, or I mean, it's true. If all the debunkers stopped responding to the flat earthers, they would not get get views and get the notoriety that the publicity gives them. But on the other hand, they'll carry on and they'll be unchallenged, and they'll suck people in. And it very much, I feel, is a gateway conspiracy. Flat Earth in itself is relatively harmless, but they go on from there to things like COVID denying and 5G stuff. And look, in the UK, with the 5G conspiracy, people started burning down 5G towers. So it has
Not just
real
5G towers, just regular towers.
Well, yeah, because they didn't know the difference. Yes, but they were causing genuine harm, and of course, with vaccine rejection, people are getting ill and dying from it. So I do know where you're coming from, and I don't take it as a criticism. I take it as a valid point. And you're right, of course. But as I said, I think they're there anyway. I want to try and tackle it. I dislike people being lied to. I dislike people being scammed. So that's really why I do it. I have said before on this channel, there was a genuine sort of, what do they call it, pyramid selling scam in this country. A guy called Kevin Foster, KF Concept it was, KF Concept. And he got a lot of people investing, including lots of little old ladies. Oh, put in £1,000 and you'll get £2,000 back in 3 months. And they did. So he said, but if you put it back in again, you'll then get £8,000 in another 6 months. And before you knew it, he had raked in millions. And he was even sponsoring a football club. It got really big. And I started a website and was helping fight it. And my website was even shown on a TV news report about it when questions finally started getting raised in official circles. So there's a TV program about this, and my website was shown. And I also, coming up to a court case, got a call from a detective constable. He tracked me down and then contacted me, and I gave him my phone number, and I spoke to this police officer about it. And people lost tens of thousands of pounds. I helped to a certain level get that guy closed down, and I think he got about 9 years in prison. So I think it, and that's just another thing that people fall foul of: scams and lies, and so I just like fighting against it. Plus, it's fun. Dunning-Kruger is fun. Someone not knowing something, that's fine, because they can either learn for themselves or someone can teach them. But the Dunning-Kruger with these idiots, with things like saying the sextant proves the flat earth and can't work on a globe, they're idiots. And it is funny because it's so stupid, and they're proudly strutting around showing that stupidity like a peacock to the world. And I can't help laugh at them. So I like to laugh at them, point out where they're wrong, and hopefully prevent someone going down that route. Sorry, that was a long answer for
that. And thank you for that.
Hey, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. Sometimes I like laughing with you guys at those people, and sometimes it just I don't know how to call it. It gives me such a pressure. I've got some of those people surrounding me neighbors or something. Some of those people have kind of those ideas, but don't follow them all along. So they are not flat earthers, but those conspiracy guys. And I'm always anxious if the world turns into many of those people.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? The more that dumb is spread, the more dumb that is
the
spread,
faster dumb spreads.
Yeah. And because some of these people, like Nathan Roberts, who was trying to leaflet school kids and telling them not to believe what their teacher says. Anthony Riley, who in his own pathetic way was trying to get the school curriculum changed. He didn't stand a chance, but he was wanting to do stuff and have kids taught stuff that is patently false, and either through his own stupidity or through his lies, he's spreading untruth. And I just think that's really sad. We've got we literally have the world at our fingertips, basically the sum of human knowledge at our fingertips through our computers and the internet, and we've got idiots like that saying the Earth is flat. And some of them, not all of them, some of them are in it for the money, but some of them genuinely believe that. And that's actually, they're probably more dangerous because they're spreading it with honesty. They honestly believe it, and they're trying to make other people believe.
That's the catch-22 right there, is the fact that they are spreading it with honesty.
Yeah.
Because the fact of them being honest to believe in it, that makes it more convincing to the next person. Because you can tell if someone's sincere.
But they're spreading it with honesty, but
yes,
but they're spreading lies. They hear some, like with that DITRH, with that thing that you were just talking about, Gary, with the corpses. He was spreading it. Now, what did he honestly believe it or not? I don't know. But someone has spread that. Obviously, someone made it up in the first place for whatever reason. But it's been spread and retweeted and reposted and whatever, no end of times. And people will believe that. They're being encouraged to distrust what they hear on the news and trust a load of made-up crap that comes from Facebook. And I think that sort of thing's dangerous.
Well, look what's happening now with Ukraine, with propaganda from Russia and all that.
Yeah, yeah. Now, of course, in a war, both sides are going to use some propaganda, of course. But the Russian one is rather blatant.
You've got to take any bit of news regarding conflict on both sides with a pinch of salt.
Yes. Oh, and excuse me, Peter G saying that sounded like a Ponzi scheme, not a pyramid scheme. You're right, Peter. Yeah. So he's basically getting people to invest money, but then reinvest their earnings, and he was using any payments in to pay out people who were either leaving or to give them a temporary payout and then encourage them to put it back in again. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah. By the way, that brings me to the point why I've never super chatted anything.
Sorry, what do you mean?
The Ukraine stuff. It's been 2 weeks ago. We've moved flats. We went from first floor to ground, and one of my colleagues at work is a Ukrainian.
Yeah.
And he was crying when the war started, and I've asked why is he crying? And he said, just a few weeks ago I was skiing with nephews of mine.
Yeah.
They are from the Ukraine, and now they're at war. They're at the front, and he doesn't know if they still were there or not. And he helped some women get over the border. He went to Poland and got them here, and they've got a flat and everything. And I've taken my whole kitchen. I knew that it was old, and I wanted to sell it for 500 euros, but I took them off Craigslist and gave it to them. So
well done, you. Well done.
Yeah, but that's. I think I give to those people I think need it most. We've got some Syrian families here from Syria, and they get the money maybe you would have deserved, but I hope you're not mad about this.
Oh God, no. So that's why we mentioned. I didn't know what you were I thought we were talking to super chats in general, not to me. But no, certainly not. If you're hey, you're supporting people in dire need. I'm not going to go hungry tonight. I have somewhere to sleep tonight. So no, listen, in no way. No, it didn't even cross my mind. No, and I mean, you giving away the kitchen of, your things. I think that's an amazing thing. I really do. So no, that's a big fat no.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up. It wasn't on my mind really, but when you started talking about the Ukraine.
Okay, but
the picture came to mind again of my colleague crying. I've never seen a grown man cry that hard.
Yeah. But I was going to say, since you just mentioned about super chats, I never expect super chats. When I get super chats or patrons or members or whatever, I do really appreciate it, but it is not expected in any way, shape, or form. And I think that, to be honest, that goes. For others I've spoken to, people like Flat and Toon and Fight Flat Earth, and Toon and so on. They don't expect it. They appreciate it. They may even need it. if it's becoming their day job, but they don't expect it. And yeah, I think if someone, I mean, there was a YouTuber. She was horrible. I forgot, or she was she a YouTube? But she was demanding that people gave her super chats. If you really like me, you'd be super chatting more.
Yeah.
Sorry?
She was a Twitch streamer.
That's the one, yeah. And absolutely I think she ruined her channel from that. Selfish cow. How does she know? You know, I'm looking at names here, some of which I've spoken to, some of which are new to me. And if I said, look, hey, I haven't got many super chats on this stream. I think if I was saying that, how do I know what that person can and can't afford? How do I know that they aren't struggling to get their next meal? It's a despicable behaviour by her. Oh, and there we go. There's Mr. Nimrod, 20 Swedish krona. Thank you, Nimrod, saying sex, because it's Swedish krona, sex for Arnold's cheese supply. Thank you, Nimrod. I'm sure he'll appreciate you. Even though he cleared off 5 minutes after the stream started. Yeah.
So everyone give Mr. Sensible more sex.
But don't tell Mrs. Sensible. Or maybe you should. Keep her on her toes.
I might be basically broke most of the time, but there was a little while back that somebody needed a water pump because their house burnt down. So their house was supplying water to their neighbor, right? So they needed a water pump. Winter was coming. They needed a water pump. I had a brand new water pump in the box. So I took, and mysteriously that pump ended up on their doorstep, basically saying, here I am. Get it? Mysteriously ended up on their doorstep. And you should have seen some happy people when they realized it was a brand new jet pump. Or sorry, the big shiny one. Submersible pump laying on their doorstep.
Listen, and I suspect that probably more people than we realise do things like that. Random acts of kindness.
Just look up 3/4 horsepower, 240 volt submersible pump.
Yeah, but
and you'll know what I gave away, complete with control.
I mean, I think a lot of people do stuff like that, and I think it's nice. I'm not going to sort of talk about things I have done, other than one that I just remember many years ago. We're talking about 30 years ago. A couple of friends of mine, they were church members, and there was some event going away for a weekend, and they were a freshly married couple, and they had no money, and they just happened to mention in passing that they couldn't afford to go. So I contacted the vicar and gave them the money so they could go. I didn't, they don't know that.
You do it out of your own heart, don't you? And you do it as you want to do it, not because how do I put it? You do it for greater good, if you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know how to explain it. It made me feel good. I'll be honest. It made me feel good.
But you don't brag about it, you know.
Exactly. They don't know. They don't know I did it. They don't know I did it. But they went on that weekend away or whatever it was they wanted to go on. All they knew is that the money had arrived. And I've come across other people. Now this is something that the people do know about. There's a guy in my village. He's about 5 years older than me. He had a stroke a few years back. And when he had a stroke, he ended up in hospital, of course, and was going to be in there for some time. And this isn't sexist, it's just the way it was. But the women in the village all got together and they drew up a plan. And then they told his wife, look, you don't have to go any shopping. You don't have to do any cooking. We've got a rota. There'll be a meal for all your family delivered every day until you don't need us to do that anymore. And that was done. She hadn't asked for that.
Great.
Yeah, can you imagine how much of a load that was off her mind? That's just absolutely wonderful. I think things like that are great. And Dora and Koo super chatted €2. Thank you, Dora. And unexpected for a bone from Millie. Thank you, Dora. I'm sure Millie will appreciate that.
Is the last name the Explorer?
No, it's the Unku. Dora Unku. Not Dora the Explorer.
Dora the Explorer. You gotta admit, it's too easy. Come on.
Well, Mohammed, friend of mine, channel I do support. I gave a link earlier on for Mo's channel. Actually, what are you on now, Mo? I want to see what you're on. I'll check that while we're talking. Has just said that he's in no way to financially give super chats or pay for memberships, but also supports Mr. S, breath of fresh air, and makes great content. Thank you, Mo. But as I said, I have never asked you for a penny, have I? And I wouldn't dream of it. But I honestly hope, especially from what you just said, that you're getting that bit closer to being able to monetize your channel. Let's have a quick look.
Yeah, I did
that
the
link again, please.
Hey, sensible. Yeah, I did the membership on your channel, and I don't even use it. I just did it because I figured, why not?
Well, thank you. I
don't even look at it.
Appreciate. Yeah, I'll pop the link for Mo's channel in there again. There, and he's at 1.01. So I'm not sure, because that stupid YouTube rounding off thing. I'm not sure exactly what it's got to, but we certainly got him over the 1,000, which I'm glad. And evening Snark. Good evening. Well, I said this channel was stuff. Dora said don't forget things. Sorry, the topic was going to be stuff to talk about. Dora said don't forget things. And we certainly talked about things and stuff. We covered self-driving cars and, oh, goodness knows what else. Charity. It's for charity, mate. The magic roundabout. All sorts of things.
Yeah.
But I do quite enjoy that.
Who knows which one of us was actually the 1,000 mark, because I think about 3 of us subbed at the exact same time. He'll have to figure that out on his own with his own channel.
Well, someone shouted that they were the 1,000th. I can't remember who it was.
I hit her too. I hit her at 1999 or what?
999. Yes. Okay. Tusk claimed it at the time.
We clicked her simultaneously because I clicked her at 999 as well, and so did probably more than one person.
And Mo's posted thanks that he's on 1.01. Great stuff, Mo. Pleased for you, pal.
Glad.
Get that 4,000 hours and get yourself monetized. Yeah. And then you'll think, when you get monetized and you do a video and you think, oh, is that all you get? Yeah. Then what you need is several million views. Then it will become good.
I think that it don't actually go to that 01 until it actually has all 10 of those subs. It doesn't actually turn over until that. It doesn't round down.
No, it'll be on 1,010 plus. But
yeah,
so it'll stay on that until 1,020 exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think that's such a bad idea, but I think that they should have, instead of rounding every 10, they should have rounded every 100, because when you're at a level of 1,000, every one still counts big time.
Right.
And I'm at 12.7. I'd rather see it showing sort of 12.76 or whatever it is. It doesn't have to show the last digit with me, but rather than every 100, every 10 would be still meaningful. They just made it a bit too harsh, and I'm not even sure why they did it. Oh, Batman, where did you take Mrs. Sensible on your first date? That's a very interesting story, and one I used in my wedding speech. I can share that. We were with a group of friends. I hadn't met her. Well, no, I'd seen her, hadn't really met her before, but I was wanting to go out somewhere. This was on a Friday night, and I said to everyone, hey guys, do you fancy going somewhere tomorrow, doing something? Like, hey, I don't know, let's go down to the Isle of Wight, a little island at the south coast. And she said, oh, that's good. I said, right, I'll pick you up at 7. And the deal was done before anyone else could jump in. So we went down to the Isle of Wight, and the parking down at the south coast is rather expensive, but I found a cheap car park that was only a couple of pounds for the whole day. Brilliant stuff. So we parked there. We went on the hovercraft over to the Isle of Wight, which was brilliant, a new experience. Had a great time, wandered round, sat on a beach for a while, and then got thrown off because we hadn't realised it was a private beach we were on, but never mind. But at the end of the day, we went back to the car park, got to my car, and found I had a £15 parking ticket, which was a fair bit of money at the time, because in all my excitement, I'd forgotten to pay the bloody cheap £2 parking ticket, hadn't I? And the rest is history. She's cost me money ever since. So there you go. Isle of Wight. I took her to ride. That's right, Dora. I have told that story before. Shows it's true, and I'm not just making stuff up though. Or I'm weaving, what is it, a tangled web of lies, but I'm still on top of it and remembering. I don't know. No, it's true. It's true. Well, coming up, I think I'm going to do a response video to what's his name, Level Earth Observer's debate claim. The fact that he says there is no debate. I've got a bit of an angle on that. I want to embarrass him a bit further because he's I don't like him, not because of his belief or his the belief he puts forward.
Condescending way you're talking, mate.
He is very condescending, and I put some evidence against something he had said, so he just deleted it and blocked me. And I dislike that. That is so dishonest. If he argued with me and said, no, what you said is wrong, or even said that I was lying, at least I could argue back about that, or he could just ignore me. But blocking me, putting his fingers in his ears, going la la la, is one thing, but he's also preventing anyone else watching his channel from seeing what I was saying. And it's not just me, because if you have a look at his videos, it's extremely rare to see anything against what he's saying. They're all, yeah, you're great, you're right. All those Globies are scared. And I'm not sure if it was him or Oakley. One of them recently said, well, the Globies have got nothing to say because they were deleting all the comments. That's so disgusting. Makes me angry.
See, that's what I mean with the despair I get when I watch some debunking videos. They are not honest at all.
No.
And it doesn't give me anything but anger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice catching them out. It is nice making them look like idiots. If it was an honest person posting a video about why they believe the earth is flat, and then they would listen to some evidence counter to what they're saying, and perhaps revise, even if they didn't totally change their mind, revise their position. Well, actually, I can see what you're saying about that, and you're right, that does look as though it's curved, but I mean, that's one thing. But just blocking the people who disagree and then lying and saying, hey, no one's posting saying that I'm wrong, that's disgusting. And then you get the ones like P-Brain who are doing that and just using it to flog T-shirts. That's all he seems to do, flog T-shirts.
Yeah, but you're talking about flat earthers, Mr. S. They can never be honest.
Well, I'm afraid not. You're right. As MC Toon says, you've got to lie to Flerf. Hey, and other big news. I had a comment on a video. I must find it because I was rather pleased with this one. I did mean to clip it and show it, but if I can quickly... It was this video, I'm sure. I've just got to find a comment. I'm going to scroll down and find it because I was so... Can I do a search?
Comments video? When?
No.
May I ask you a question?
You can always ask.
Can you think of any good use for a Flat Earth t-shirt? I've got lots of great uses for Flat Earth t-shirts.
Yeah, but you've got to buy them
Toilet
first.
paper?
You've got to buy them first, so you pay them.
No, if they were just giving them to me, I would say I can think of lots of great uses for them if they're just giving them to me.
Oh, excuse
You
me.
know.
I can think of a couple, but I don't think it's wise to speak them out loud.
Dishcloth, you know.
Well, yeah.
Cleaning the toilet, cleaning the litter
So toilet
box.
paper.
Right, I'm gonna have to find this a different way. I'm gonna have a look. Will it show?
Washing the car, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're great for that, you know, especially if it's a cotton one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they have to be all cotton, you know, great.
Do excuse me, because I just want to find this because.
Sorry.
No. I'm just saying. Excuse me for being rude, actually, and just getting on with this at the same time. I've found it. Let me get this set up. Window capture. Oh, why isn't it?
See, you can't have cotton on a round earth. You have to have cotton on a flat earth.
Right. Here we go. Guy says, it was that I don't believe atheist video. I was born an atheist like everyone else. I cannot see how it is in any way a religion. Look who made that comment. Oh, it's not going to let me scroll it up a bit. Desert File. Desert File.
Oh, I know Desert File.
Oh,
yes.
is that the,
And I said,
gravity-
yay, desert, I'm honoured. Oh, what's happened there? My window just popped up. I'm honoured. Gravity, gravity. And he actually says, fuck yes, and gravity has been getting stronger as I age. I've had
happened?
Desert File comment on my video. I was genuinely chuffed about that.
You dropped out.
I dropped out.
Yeah, we
Yes,
dropped out.
yeah, you're back.
Oh, right, that's what I had this strange black square appear across my
The
screen.
excitement killed the stream.
Yeah.
Did the
Desert File.
Stream die?
Desert File had commented on my video, and I am so dead chuffed with that. Because I just never
and of
ever.
course, you know what comes to mind right now? You know the phrase that I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, me too.
What's that?
Gravity.
Oh yeah,
Have you
yeah,
heard of
yeah.
Gravity.
Haven't you heard of gravity? Gravity. But I mean, I had no idea.
Sorry, Desert Fox.
I
Desert
had-
File. It's
I-
just a famous one.
I had no idea that he was sort of still around and active, so I was dead chuffed.
Amazing, he's still alive. Not put in a nasty way, like, but
Yeah, well, no, because certainly in that video he looked pretty aged, shall we say? But yeah, I was dead chuffed. It was a nice one, nice surprise. Yeah,
This is .God420 thanking Desert File for lots of great videos to watch.
yeah. His thing has been so clipped. If only he earned what's the word, royalties from that clip, he'd be doing all right, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
it's kind of like the reverse of the Bob Nodell 15 degree per hour drift.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Yep. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, so perhaps globe
Bob.
Earth is a religion. We have those little not ceremonies, what they call them, little tasks we have to do, like thanks, Bob. What would you call that when you have to follow? Gosh, I can't think what you call it.
Sound bite.
I'm sorry.
A sound bite.
Yeah, it's a sound bite, but where you have to, with a religion where you've got little tasks that you have.
Routine?
Yeah, a routine.
Testimony?
It's a routine. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that, Gary?
Testimony?
Sorry, I keep talking or missing you.
Testimony.
No, that's not the word I think of. But
No,
it
it's
is
routine.
a routine.
It's a routine.
Like Catholics with their what's name. That it's more than a routine. It's just one of the things they have to do.
Or another religion where if they say the name of their prophet, they have to do this little prayer thing right after it.
Yes, yeah.
Novena.
Could thanks Bob be our amen? It could be, couldn't it? It could be. And hello, Pat, in the chat. I did see you there earlier. Yeah. Right.
Hey, Bob Odell, thanks for proving the Earth's round.
Yeah. We've already said it though. I'm not going to say it again. You can have too many thanks
How much
Bobs.
did that gyroscope cost? About 20 grand, wasn't it?
It was about 20 grand, yeah. A right. Thank you, Snuck. Right ritual. Yes. Why is it that you can have a word, you know exactly what you want to say, you just cannot think of what the word is? I must admit that I do suffer
Don't they
from
call that being tongue-tied?
or
It's
being
called
old.
age.
Being
Or
old.
brain freeze?
Yeah, brain freeze could be.
Cranial fart.
Brain fart?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Brain fart.
Oh, Gary, excuse me.
Skip the track at the last
Cranial
synapse.
plates if you want to keep it clean.
Mantra, says Treading the Boards. Yeah, all those words are the sort of thing I was meaning. Yeah. That it's just part of it, isn't it? It's a little thing that you do or you say, and ours is
Yeah,
thanks,
routine.
Bob.
Yeah, a
That-
routine.
That's definitely a globe ritual now. We must. I thought it would be fantastic. Would be to get someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson to say thanks, Bob. Maybe I'll write to Neil, explain the thing, show him the clip of video, and see if he'll just say thanks, Bob.
He hadn't done a mic drop.
That would be fun. We have to see that.
It would indeed, wouldn't it? Right, guys. I know it's UK time only shortly after 10, and I started a little early. I have got work tomorrow. It's not a stupid o'clock, thank goodness, but it's still an early shift.
No problem.
So I shall be calling it a night. What day is today? It's Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, well, the thing is, my shifts rotate. I work 6 on 4 off, so the days of the week get more and more staggered.
Not only that, we had a bank holiday as well, so...
Yes. Yeah, my next day off is Tuesday. I might be able to put together a video Sunday/Monday morning, but even that's going to be a bit of a push.
Pushatrons?
Pushatrons, yes. So hopefully I'll get something out for Tuesday evening at least, anyway. And as I said, I've got 5 days off, so I'll get something else done, and no doubt having another stream. Thank you, Dora. Have a good sleep, says Dora. Hope Mrs. S doesn't snore too loudly. Well, I hope not, because she's in North Yorkshire, so she'd have to be snoring quite loud to disturb me. And I know that I don't snore because I stayed up one night and listened to check.
How can you stay up to see if you snore at night?
I did, and I didn't snore at all.
If you're awake, you're not going to snore.
Well, it was night time. I should, I checked to make sure. I was in the bed, I stayed awake, and I didn't snore. So
He didn't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm going to thank everyone for joining me. It's an enjoyable stream. Nothing in particular subject-wise, but that's often fun. I've had a little prod at that guy in that atheism belief video to see if he'll agree to having a debate, but I haven't heard anything from him, which is a shame because I would like it. Because although I'm going to disagree with him, he seems at face value, just from the little amount of him I've seen, as though he'd be someone you could talk to without him getting all horrible. And what's his name? Matt Powell, official, is putting out more crap, so I might cover him again soon. So I'm going to thank you all, every member, patron, supporter, first-time visitor, regular visitor, all you guys in Discord, those of you who are there now and those who've been and gone. Thank you all very much. Take care. Stay sensible.
Mr. Sensible, Mr. Sensible, bring me some cheese, and get me only the best if you please, Here are some flowers, let me hear them. Yea, Dr. Warner, you have gone all slay them. Mr. Sensible, you are a man. Every subscriber is a faithful fan. Bring your logic and your cheese. Mr. Sensible, help us out, please. Mr. Sensible, I needed proof of gravity, so I jump off the roof. It's hard enough, let me go further. Why was I ever such a darn flat earther, Mr. Sensible? I'm such a clown. I am the laughing face of the town. Bring your logic and your cheese. Mr. Sensible, help me out, please. Mr. Sensible, bring me a sphere, to which the waters of the oceans adhere, add explanations that let me be candid. So clear that all the fluffers understand it. Mr. Sensible, please hear my call. The earth is not flat.